Each year, young adults answer the call to serve God and neighbor through the Episcopal Service Corps, or ESC, and its affiliates around the country. When Corps members discerned their calls to serve with the New York Service and Justice Collaborative, they knew they would partner with places like the Church of the Holy Apostles Soup Kitchen and the Trinity Episcopal Church Giving Tree Thrift Shop. But during a pandemic, how could they continue the work they have been given to do? The answer: creativity, faithfulness, commitment, and an exceptional love for their neighbors.
The pandemic unveiled how close so many individuals and families and households were to being pushed over the edge into that kind of significant need.
The Episcopal Service Corps is a network of programs that are developing and forming young adults in social justice, service, vocational discernment, and community. Corps members that come to us from all over the country are coming with discernment for a year after college. What we do is find community placements. The Soup Kitchen is one of those placements.
Holy Apostles Soup Kitchen is the primary mission of Church of the Holy Apostles. The ministry there is a ministry of presence and sustenance and radical hospitality for people who are struggling with food insecurity, hunger, and homelessness.
The Giving Tree Thrift Shop began about 3 years ago. We saw that this is a poor community where people would benefit from the clothing that we have, household goods, etc. And we also serve a light meal. That's another way of being able to connect with people through food.
Before the pandemic began, we were meeting the needs of approximately 80 families per week. Very soon after the pandemic hit, we skyrocketed to an average of 600 families a week.
So the fellows volunteer, they come, they help to set up, and then they greet people when they come, and it's a good way of them blending in and talking to people.
So I'm from Norfolk, Virginia, and I came here on September 11th. I remember I came in during a blizzard, and I didn't even know it was a blizzard. I thought this is just how y'all call it snow.
So I am from Colorado Springs, Colorado, and I got here kind of in the middle of the pandemic.
We're the biggest food pantry program in all of New York City. So I work with volunteers. We work in the pantry, make an assembly line to get 540 bags to our vulnerable, food insecure population of New York City every week.
My placement site is at Trinity Wall Street, and I work with the outreach team. We do a lot of work with food justice, and we help people connect with the best possible organizations that can provide assistance.
The first shutdown, no one knew what was going on. We were in communication with the placement partners and said, we'd like to keep our fellows safe. We're going to be working remotely from the Trinity house where they live. Decided that we needed to put some COVID protocols into place so that they were safe in the house.
When I came here, everything was much more closed off. There wasn't even mention of a vaccine yet, so things were definitely scary.
There was a lot of kind of contemplation about whether this was a good idea for me personally to come out here. I knew that service would still be needed at the end of the day, and I still felt very called to be here.
This was some of the most need we've ever had, but we've been able to meet that need.
A lot of great community was built even on a virtual scale.
We were very committed to trying to stay open because we knew that the need would become exponentially larger, which it did. Within 24 or 48 hours, our operations changed entirely. We had to switch to a grab-and-go model.
We serve hundreds of people every day, but even then, distancing, making sure that our guests have their masks on. And you were surprised that people are pretty receptive.
For the new program year, now that we were more informed, we collaborated, brought in epidemiologists to set up the year for success. The orientation was a quarantation for 2 weeks away from the parish community.
We have encouraged people to get the vaccine. We gave out flyers, we've given out masks. We're seeing a slow comeback. COVID was rampant in this community. So the ills of the community, the disenfranchisement has really been highlighted for us.
I would call it the longest winter, and then it kind of seems like a biblical plague sometimes, like bad after the worst.
The pandemic unveiled many things in our nation and in our city and in our neighborhood, and certainly for us, it unveiled how close so many individuals and families and households were to being pushed over the edge into that kind of significant need.
It's caused us to really think about what else can we do. We have a purpose here.
We did have a core group of people who saw us through the most difficult times. Troy was part of that group, and we are enormously grateful. We couldn't have done it without that energy and that commitment.
One of the biggest things that we were told when I came here was that we're going to be, on the ground, come rain or come shine. That's really the mission of what our placement is. And that really gave a sense of purpose to what I was doing. But now, I have my gym membership is open, and, coffee shops, which I love, are open. Things are easing up.
It's feeling great. Our fellows are all vaccinated, and we had our first retreat at a partnering parish in person, and it was lovely.
We hope that we are contributing to their formation as they learn to seek and serve and as they grow in their faith. But we also know that we are formed and changed by their presence with us.
It definitely took probably more time than if there wasn't a pandemic, but navigating the city with wonderful people and friends has been a blessing.
One thing that keeps me going is just really realizing that, you're here, you do have a job to do. I just knew I had to buckle down and get through it, and look where we are today.
Next time, join us in Essex, Connecticut, a picturesque New England town where St. John's Episcopal Church found their new rector after a unique search process.